Welcome to another Arthritis Help Movement Improvement session where you learn to move differently so you can feel better. I'm Dr. Dave, physical therapist. If you find that you're having a little bit of trouble lifting up your leg, crossing your leg to put on your shoes or put on your socks, or you just can't quite get to your toes to trim your toenails, there are a lot of reasons why you might be having trouble with that movement. Sometimes people tend to overarch their back when they're doing that. If that's an issue that you have, this one little move is going to make life a lot easier for you. So what I want you to do is you're just going to sit in the chair and you're going to feel the butt bones, the sit bones, as they connect to your chair. And what you're going to do is you're going to slump and slouch and round your back, and then you're going to lift up and arch your back, and you're just going to rock back and forth, feeling your body roll on that sit bone. It goes from the back toward the tailbone, right up onto the middle, and then forward onto the front half, rounding and slumping the back, and then lifting and then arching the back. Some people arch their back too much, and when they try to lift, they can't get their leg up off the ground because they're trying to lift their chest to do it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come and slump down and round the back so you're sitting towards your tailbone. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your legs, you're gonna put them right underneath your thigh, and you're gonna rock back. You're not even gonna lift your thigh. You're not trying to lift your thigh to your chest. You're just rocking back on your pelvis, holding your leg in place so that way your leg comes up off of the floor on its own. So we're not moving the hip, we're just learning how to move the body and round the back to make it easier for the hip to move. And we're just going to go back and forth, do that. You're going to feel that as you're doing that, the leg that you're not lifting is grounding into the floor. It's actually pushing down into the floor to help you to lift. Okay, then you're going to take your arms and you're going to reach a little further down, right? Maybe to the calf. You can either grab your pants or grab your leg, and then you're going to try to do the same exact thing, and you're going to round your back, push through the floor, and see if you can roll back and forward, and roll back and forward. We're going to do that just a few times just to get a sense of how we're rolling on the pelvis, rolling on those sit bones, not trying to lift the leg into the chest, just roll back and then come forward. And then after we get that, we're going to drop down even a little bit further to right above the ankle. And the lower down we go, the more challenging it is. If you can't do it from a certain area, don't. Just go for where it's possible, but still a little challenging for you. I'm going to go right above the ankle, and we're going to go and lift up and then come down. You're going to feel this is tough. You're going to try, as it gets challenging, to smooth out the movement and not to use momentum. It's going to be very tempting to kind of like throw your body around. We just want to go slow and roll back and roll forward. And roll back using the ground to push with that opposite leg and roll forward. If you're good with that, we're actually going to go right down to the ankle. It's going to start to get tough here, right? We're going to hold that ankle and we're going to roll back and go forward. If you're thinking this is impossible, there's no way I can do this, that's okay. You just start where you can and you build from there wherever you are. That's right where you're meant to be, and we can just improve. That just gives you more and more space for improvement. If you can do this, you're great, you're rocking it. We're going to do one more. Remember, you're rolling on the pelvis. You're not trying to lift your head and chest. You're not trying to pull your leg up to your body. We're trying to learn how to lift that leg in a new way, in a different way. And if you're good at that, you can finish off by getting that hand right underneath your foot, two hands, and then lift. And then come down all the way slow and smooth down to the floor. And this requires a lot of mobility through the spine and a lot of strength and coordination through the hip, pushing through the ground, and then to come down. And then after that series, all I want you to do is grab your leg like you normally would, lift it up, and cross, and see if it's a little easier to get that leg over so that way you can tie your shoes and socks. After you finish that, you're just going to repeat it on the other side, same thing, so that way you can get that leg up and over on the other side. Practice that series and see how much more simply that leg comes over. Remember, this one doesn't work for everybody, just for people that have a specific overarching of their low back, but if that's you, this is going to work like a charm. So give it a try and see if it works. If that's not you, it's not going to do you any harm. It should be a little bit simpler. Okay? Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me today, and I'll be back with you next week with a whole new video teaching you how to move differently so you can feel better. Take care.